Hi. So it's time to head over to one of the least hidden, I think, of the hidden TV gems that I've been reacting to. Let's watch episode 2 of Paddington.
When Paddington arrived at number 32 Windsor Gardens, the first person he met was the Browns' housekeeper, Mrs. Bird. "Good afternoon," he said. "I'm from darkest Peru, and I've come to stay." "Peru!" exclaimed Mrs. Bird. "Good gracious, whatever next?" "Don't worry," called Judy. "He's going to have a bath. Hold on, Paddington, I'm just coming." "Did you say you're from Peru?" called Mrs. Bird. "Darkest Peru," said Paddington. "In that case, I'd best be getting some more marmalade in." "Fancy knowing I like marmalade," exclaimed Paddington. "Mrs. Bird knows everything about everything," said Judy.
Yeah.
"She sounds just like Aunt Lucy," said Paddington. The next person Paddington met was Judy's brother, Jonathan. And while Jonathan put some bubble mixture into the bath, Paddington listened carefully to his instructions. "There's some soap," said Judy, "and a towel, and a brush so that you can scrub your back." Paddington felt he would sooner just sit in a puddle, but he didn't like to say so. "It sounds very complicated," he announced. "Well," said Judy, "don't forget to wash your ears. They look very black." "Black?" said Paddington hotly. "Black? They're meant to be black. At least, I think they are." For a moment or two, he toyed with the idea of whitening his ears with a toothpaste, but he soon gave that up. There were other, much more interesting things to do.
Oh boy. Unattended bear. Yeah.
"What was that?" exclaimed Mr. Brown. "Perhaps it was Mrs. Bird," said Judy. "Bang went our tea by the sound of it." Unaware of the alarm he was causing, Paddington busied himself making a foam map of South America. Some of the mountains were very high indeed, and he was about to mark in darkest Peru when he suddenly remembered the bath.
Is he gonna figure it out? Is the coat coming off? Oh, no, it's not.
"What is going on?" exclaimed Mr. Brown. "Don't tell me Mrs. Bird's fallen in the washing up water now." "That's funny," said Jonathan. "Talking of water." "Gosh," cried Judy. "Look,
Yeah, let's put the pieces together.
Paddington, he's in trouble." To say that Paddington was in trouble was to put it mildly. He tried calling out, "Help," fairly quietly, so as not to disturb anyone, and then much louder, "Help! Help!" "Paddington," said Judy, "you've still got your duffel coat on." "I didn't want to get too wet," gasped Paddington. "Only I think I have done after all." "Help! Why ever didn't you pull the plug out?" exclaimed Jonathan. "Pull the plug out?" repeated Paddington. "Nobody said anything about that." "I shall never, ever have a bath again," he said firmly. "It's much too complicated." But before he went to bed that night, Paddington did have one more go. "It's what's known as a dry bath," he announced. "It's safer than using water, and it's much less messy."
is so adorable about a tiny bear? Why is it so cute? It is the cutest thing. Now, I will tell you a little snippet of my life. I live relatively close to a national park called the Shenandoah National Park. And it is famous for many things, beautiful mountain views, but also there's a lot of bears in that park, like a lot of bears in that park. And a few years ago, I was going there pretty frequently, and I learned the very sudden and very impactful way that when you're walking in the park, especially if you're by yourself, and if, say, for example, you have a baseball cap on because there's a lot of sun or whatever, don't pull that baseball cap down over your eyes. Don't look down while you're walking and turn a corner, because what you might find is a mother bear and 3 little cubs that are around that corner and did not see you coming. And you're going to have to deal with that situation. As you can tell, I did survive, but I saw in the wild, guys, like 3 little bear cubs scamper up a tree, like fast, guys, fast. And their mom sort of turned to me and did what I later discovered is called a bluff charge, which you don't know is a bluff charge until after the bear has decided that it's just a bluff. So I had to retreat and get my bearings for a moment, so to speak. But even with all of that, those little bear cubs, God, they were cute. They were so cute. And I love his little blue jacket. Of course, the hat and the jacket, absolutely iconic. I think, was it Winnie the Pooh who really set the stage for the fully dressed top, but absolutely undressed bottom? I feel like that's kind of de rigueur for a bear wardrobe. And Paddington, once again, falls into that category. Listen, what are these kids thinking, leaving this bear unattended in this bathroom? It's a miracle that only as much damage as was done was all that occurred. I mean, and good for Paddington for sticking with it and coming up with a compromise that apparently the human children were unable to figure out. But a dry bath, I think, for a bear like Paddington is a great idea. I love these sets. I love these sets. It feels like something that you can sort of make and remain standing, and then you do the stop motion animation within them. And I love that Paddington is one kind of media, like he's this sort of like very tactile, sort of 3D character, and everybody else is this sort of like very colorful and very charming, but kind of two-dimensional cutout, right? Which does a really good job of showing like who the main character is. And also I think gives him a lot more opportunity to kind of to move in a much more interesting way and to do much more interesting things. I'm so excited. It's, darkest Peru. My goodness. I'm really excited to know more about Paddington. As I said at the beginning, he's one of the more famous characters, I think, that I just kind of don't know anything about. So I'm really excited to get to know more about him. So those are my thoughts. I'd love to hear yours. I'll meet you down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.